coming up. Oh, speaking of whatever's coming up, let's go ahead and see what we've got for the game today, because it looks like we have a wonderful GM. It looks like Jeff. Wait, coordinate. Oh, crap. Okay. That's okay. It should be Jeff. Hello there, Jeff.
Hello.
There, Jeff XVX. Oh, I messed that up. Hello, Corndan/Jeff. There, I got it fixed on the layout. It's fine. Wow, you're not even talking to me after that, huh? Wow. Jeff, please, where are you? Oh.
I'm here.
Oh, you weren't talking, though.
Oh.
You're talking now.
I didn't have anything to say.
I was like, are you here? And you're like, I don't have anything to say. Oh, Jeff, not Corndan. Good to have you here. Oh my gosh. It's going to be a blast, though. I guess we're fine not having any RoboCop. So what do we have going on?
Yeah, so about that, Corndan had been scheduled, but, you know, he and his RoboCop ways are not happening right now. So you're getting RoboCop.
Okay. It's more like Robot Russian.
Policeman.
Robot Policeman.
Yes. This is Soviet RoboCop.
The Pobot. That's the
The
kind of bot.
So this game is for the Vector 06C, one of the more popular Soviet-era home computers.
One of the more popular Soviet-era home computers. Okay, keep going. Speak my language.
And one of the more popular film franchises in the world in 1987. So, 8 years later, they made this.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Everybody has their own individual language of love. And let me just say that my language of love is the most popular computer in the Soviet era.
I'm glad we can share that.
Everybody, I've just spoiled it. Now you know how to make me fall in love with you instantly. It's like a love potion, except made of crap potion.
I'm glad you enjoy my crap potion. But we have had a Vector 06C game once before.
It's true.
Last time we did Death in the Pyramids. Which,
I remember that Soviet era software. Oh, I can't forget it.
Yeah. These are high quality games, if by high quality you mean having colors.
For 1995.
Color.
Well, okay, I can't even say that seriously. For 1995, that's a little bit of a low bar.
And it has sound effects. I mean, it has a sound effect, so not really plural.
Okay.
And it has one button that's used. There's a fire button.
I like
There's no
buttons.
jump.
Okay.
No jump. No continues, of course, because in Soviet Russia there are no continues.
Oh no, that's sad. But hey, our players will get to deal with it. It's fine.
Yeah, they'll deal with it. And it's good news. No fall damage because you can't move vertically.
Okay.
There's a timer and limited ammo. All the creature comforts you expect from Soviet Russia.
Oh, thank you, Russia. I guess. I mean, for bringing... Oh, I don't know, there's something amazing about this at the same time, because I know that out of the 80s and 90s, there was a whole bunch of Soviet Union, anti-Russian stuff coming out, but at the same time, there were plenty of human beings over there who wanted to make things, create entertainment, and enjoy life. And, this might be a little bit of copyright infringement, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, private property is theft, so
What?
we don't need to pay attention to those things. But people in the chat are pointing out, and this is correct, since the game came out in 1995, it is not technically Soviet RoboCop. It is RoboCop for a Soviet-era computer. So I don't know how many people were really using the Vector 06C in 95, but it was popularized during Soviet.
Well, I appreciate that clarification, but I don't care. I'm going to call it Soviet RoboCop.
I mean, it basically is.
I mean, if it's Soviet hardware, we can call it like a Nintendo game. This is a Soviet computer game. There. See, I justified it.
So this system was capable of, if you had one of the fancier monitors, 16 simultaneous colors. If you had it in memory saving mode, it was only monochrome though.
Well, okay, I don't want that. Do we get 16 colors then?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
There
I was
is-
a little bit concerned.
Yeah, you can see on this title screen, there's upwards of 4, and it is not monochrome.
I
so.
see a pink, yellow, gray, lighter gray, blue, orange, a different shade of orange. There are at
Yeah.
least 7 colors. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so this system was produced up until the late 80s. I'm not entirely sure why they waited until 1995 to make it.
Okay.
But they did. I guess it was kind of like, hey, let's make a retro game. But it was 1985, or 1995, so that's what counted as retro then.
Okay, I like retro. I mean, look, the 90s can be considered retro now. So this
Sure.
is totally a retro game that is going to bring out all of your nostalgia, everybody. Your nostalgia for Soviet Russia.
Exactly. So as you'll see when we get into it, the graphics are kind of similar to like a ZX Spectrum type of thing. Some of the games were a little bit better, but
Okay.
it's not good.
Oh, whatever. Video games aren't good. My name's Jeff. I give Soviet RoboCop. No, video games can be good and just be... Well, actually, I know nothing about this game. I'm not gonna dig myself a hole right now.
Video games can be good. I think that is a true statement. We try not to have any of those here, and they can be pretty bad. This is on the bad side.
Okay. I don't know. Like, I've seen one good RoboCop game. I'm not counting Arcade because I haven't seen that one. But the NES version that was never released was actually pretty good. Like, it had problems, but that was somehow the most playable on any console. Now, are there any RoboCops that you think would be worse than this one?
No, absolutely. Well, it seems like there's always more RoboCop out there, and it is possible that there is a RoboCop yet to be discovered that is worse than this. But of the things that have been on Ku5ogrande before, this is definitely the worst. And of everything that I've been able to find to date, it is the worst. But I'm very ambitious when it comes to finding things, so maybe I'll outdo myself one day.
Like, Korean RoboCop was pretty bad. But at the same time, I think that was one of the more entertaining and enjoyable RoboCops at the same time. Like,
This is not entertaining or enjoyable
Oh,
in
no.
any way at all.
Oh no, am I gonna fall asleep?
No.
There's
you better
a
not fall
question
asleep.
for you in Discord, by the way. It looks like we're trying to get the game running for one of our players, but it's being a butt. So go ahead and check that out. I'll let everybody know about the rules for the matches. These are games that the players have never played before. They will be trying to make as much progress as they can in 1 hour. In most games, that means just getting through as much of the game as possible. There are a handful of games where you have to go off of score, off of other criteria, but the players know that beforehand. For this one specifically, it's just make as much progress through the stages. Whoever does takes the victory, takes 10 points. And in order to move on to stage 3, they have to manage to get a total of 12 or more points. Now, just so you know, the point system, I'll go ahead and move back there as we're working on getting everything ready. The point system, 10 points are awarded for first place, 7 for second, 5 for third, and 2 for fourth. Even if somebody takes fourth place during this round, they will be able to move on just fine. As long as they take first in their next match. Now, that is a little bit easier said than done. Simply put, there are a lot of good players, and you never know how somebody is going to do until they step up and play in Ku5ogrande. We've had a lot of surprises this tournament, and I think we'll have more.
We will definitely have some more surprises for you.
Fun.
Yeah. Surprises we had. Maybe even today there are surprises. We'll see.
I mean, I'm surprised. No, seriously, look at this crap. Like, look at RoboCop. He looks like he's half rusted.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you be too after RoboCopping all day?
After a century of RoboCopping. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That sounds illegal. I don't want to RoboCop.
He's been RoboCopping since 1995.
Well, he needs a break. Somebody get him some government-instituted vacation time. He definitely needs a break. I like his lipstick, though, okay?
Yeah,
that
was a good touch.
Okay.
So, the nice thing about this game, one of its features, one of our competitors has a slower internet connection. So the fact that this game has a 3 frame per second play rate is making it possible for them to join us.
That's basically it. So we're just waiting a little bit longer for Splatterpop to get ready. I know they were the ones having a little bit of a hard time with the internet. The internet decided to die.
Yeah, it got RoboCopped. It's like, I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
Oh,
I don't want any of it.
Your internet can't handle more than 5 frames a second? Here, I've got the game for you. Oh my gosh, I love it. Makes me happy.
So, I had I've only been listening on Discord. Have we heard the game music yet?
No, we have not.
It has only music in the title screen. So when we have everybody get to the title screen, maybe you can switch in the audio from Timebox or.
Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I just want to make sure that we get everything ready and that I have all of the information I need. Yeah. Okay, I've got the information.
So is this our last round 1 match? We're getting pretty close to the end, right?
We've got 3 matches today, Jeff. Trace.
So these are all round 1 today.
Actually, how do you say 3 in Russian? Yeah, these are all round 1 matches. How do you say 3 in Russian?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, you're the Russian expert.
I'm the Russian expert.
You say a tree? Well, that's just like a tree sickle. Sickles that fall out of the tree. You want to watch out for those.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 in
Yeah,
Russian.
typing
That's how I
Cyrillic in
say
chat is not helping. It's not helping bro pronounce things.
it. Whatever, I can pronounce that. It's just consonants. That's all it is. Yeah, Justin, get out of chat. What are you doing here?
Hey, Justin.
Okay,
All right,
I'm just
so we
checking
should be
in
able
with
to
one of
start
our players.
with some-
Yeah, we honestly need to get rolling in just a little bit. I hope they can get the stream up and running, and that we're gonna have video games, and that, you know, RoboCop. Actually, no, let's scratch that off my list of things to be thankful for. You know, things to be angry
I'm
for.
looking forward to it.
Oh, good.
I've been looking forward to this for a while. I've had this game on my secret list for about a year, and I was just waiting for the right occasion.
Your secret list. That's
Yeah.
scary. You know, I think I have secret lists. Okay, Jeff, like before I even knew I had ADHD, I kind of have like 5 or 6 different lists, a lot of them with the same stuff on them. Yeah, let's just say that I wasn't the best at organizing my thoughts. And so, you know, even now, every once in a while, I'm like, there's a game that I thought of, but I can't remember what it is. Let me go check all the lists and see if I can find it.
Yeah, you better check it twice, because we have some competitors who have been naughty. We want to make sure they get a big lump of coal.
This isn't coal, this is crap. Okay, and if Santa leaves a lump of crap in your house, you might not have had Santa visit. It might have been like Roger, your neighbor. Stupid Roger.
You know,
Sneaking
back
in.
in Soviet Russia, you got a piece of crap and you were happy with it.
I
'Cause
was.
At least you had.
It's like someone pooped in my house. Someone came into my house and pooped, and I am not thrilled about that, okay? I've got high standards, though, when it comes to living in Soviet Russia. I expect no poop in my stockings.
Well, you better hope your parents were part of the party elite then, because that's the only way you're going to be getting something other than RoboCop for whatever holidays they had.
Yeah,
Workers'
don't worry,
Day.
we're not part of the elite.
So the system was really interesting because they used like ordinary cassette tapes, like the kind you'd put in an audio cassette player to distribute software, and so you just use like a cassette tape you have lying, your cassette player you have lying around the house
Okay.
with the game, and it didn't otherwise have any external storage.
Let's see.
It's a fascinating computer.
It sounds like a fascinating computer. I'm just checking right now to see if we have any game audio. I'm a little bit scared.
So there will be there's a tiny bit of music that plays on the title screen, and then after you clear a level, it plays the same music again. And the only sound effects in the game are when you shoot, it makes a bleep or a bloop. I always get those confused.
They're very similar, Corndan. Corndan? Why am I saying Corndan? Corndan better be joining voice for us, by the way. That would be nice to be able to talk to him about what we've got today. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I did make Corndan play this. I made. Go ahead. Yeah, it's a thing.
Splatterpop needs to reset. How do you reset with the console? Or with the
It
emulator?
has a convenient reset button, or stop button and then start button. So we're going to start this from the title screen.
Okay. So we are running a little bit behind today, but that's completely fine. You know, don't worry. We've got an hour of RoboCop. You're going to live, everybody.
All right, so now we've heard the 5-second jingle. So if you want to go back to enjoyable music, you can do that at any time.
Okay, well, we'll see about that. Let's go ahead and get this running. Everybody, get all of your robot cop or RoboCop emotes and spam those. Anything else they should spam?
Let's see, robots, cops, Corn, and Dan.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I have done the countdown. As soon as I see movement, we will get running. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And it
All right,
looks
so
like
we're in the
Splatterpop.
game.
Come on, start timer. Ugh. It's
There we
not
go.
just my fault. Yeah, there's no sound, is there?
Well, there's when you shoot, there's a bleep.
Okay, yeah, we definitely need music. So let me go ahead and get some up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music is just a luxury for the bourgeois. We don't need music.
For the bourgeois.
Yes.
Oh, that bourgeois, you know. So, yeah.
So-
go ahead.
So this is a thing. So let me start with the HUD. Bottom left corner, you see the ammunition you have left. You can pick up additional ammunition. Going to the right of that, at the top, you have your score, and below that is a timer. And to the right of that, the yellow circles are RoboCop heads, and that's how many lives you have left. And above that is your health meter. And there are frequent, I guess you'd call them one-ups, but
Okay.
the game sort of functions less like going through lives and dying, as
Yeah.
it does like each RoboCop head represents like a certain number of health bar items, because
Yeah.
you don't really like die and then have a death screen and then restart. It just keeps going.
By the way, the players are already complaining a little bit in Discord about this game. They're like, what the? It looks like you can run out of ammo and then you're just out of luck. Gotta go.
Yep, you're in trouble if you run out of ammo.
So,
So,
let's see. Is that a timer at the bottom?
yes.
Okay. How do you... Like, is there any good way to see how far they've made it through a stage?
I mean, the levels do look pretty similar, but there are
Okay.
multiple levels. So hopefully, like somebody will get to level 2.
Well, I mean, I'd assume that somebody would eventually, you know? Is
yeah, I
is
mean,
the
a
goal
lot-
just go to the right?
Yeah, just go to the right.
Okay.
So it's completely linear. I mean, there are some, I guess, sort of landmarks in the background. There's like the gate with the little cross on top of it. I don't know why that's
there are a
there.
few of those. I don't know, keep the vampires out.
Yeah. So you get to like the third one of those.
That's why you put a cross over your door, okay?
Yeah. I love the shops that say shop.
It's like somebody vandalized the shops and just wrote the word shop on them. That'll show them. Shop. Okay, well, everybody's getting game over right now, which should be completely expected.
Yeah, like, theoretically, if you were to play this game perfectly, you could beat it in about 10 minutes. It's not a long game. It's just hard.
Look,
And
Corn
so,
Dad's supposed to be the one. Like, I was hoping there would be no more RoboCop this tournament. I was really hoping.
Yeah, we've gone through almost all of it. Almost, with an emphasis on almost.
I mean, by almost, you mean you never really know.
Yeah. In fact, you know, there's a RoboCop movie scheduled to come out in the next year or so. Maybe later this year. I'm not sure exactly what the release date is. I would not be surprised. In fact, I'm expecting there to be a whole new series of RoboCop games based on it.
Ooh.
So yeah, there's always more RoboCop. So the new movie is going to be a direct sequel to the first one, and they are ignoring everything that happened in every other RoboCop movie. Which is probably a good move.
I kind of like that idea. I mean,
Yeah.
I've only heard bad things about the other RoboCop movies.
And hopefully they ignored everything that happened in all the video games as well. So I don't really know where this game fits into the storyline.
Is there even a story for this?
I mean, each level has a title, and so that kind of tells a story. The title for this first level is Slaughter in the Streets.
Okay.
So, I mean, that is a thing that's happening. We are seeing RoboCop slaughter and get slaughtered, and it is on a street.
Yeah, well, people have bazookas. You gotta shoot them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, of course.
Don't put up with Bazooka Joes.
And people have motorcycles that they're peacefully riding down the sidewalk. So you got to shoot them too. Because motorcycles don't go on sidewalks. Or streets. I guess they go on streets. You're kind of on a sidewalk, though. It kind of feels like a sidewalk, doesn't it? I mean, it's pretty narrow, and all that's there are passengers and the occasional motorcycle.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a really good idea for a movie. Specifically a scene in the movie. Okay. I'm just imagining RoboCop doing this, you know. Some guy steps out, carrying a bazooka, shooting it at RoboCop, and then cuts to RoboCop shooting. Blab, blab, blab. Person on a bicycle rides by with a machine gun. RoboCop, blab, blab, blab. Then you see a baby carriage. Hand pops out of that with a gun. Blab, blab, blab. RoboCop shoots the baby carriage. It blows up. You know.
Of course, there would be murdering of babies in your movie.
Well,
you really
look,
hate
the
babies.
baby had a gun.
I mean, so what's wrong with that?
Gotta
Baby needs
protect
to
the
protect
streets.
their pacifier.
Well, RoboCop didn't know that. The baby was violating parole, as chat said. Yeah, I like it. Like, I don't know. Mel Brooks did things like that. Often in sets of three where there's something normal going on and then something a little bit more ridiculous and then something absolutely ridiculous. Same reaction to all three things. It's a common thing when it comes to comedy. I love it. Oh, wow,
Mel
we've got...
Brooks did good stuff. I'd love to see a Mel Brooks RoboCop if that were a thing.
Well,
That
I
would
don't
be
have to
amazing.
be Mel Brooks. I can enjoy the comedy. I'm not going to be Mel Brooks. Don't worry. I'm sitting here watching Soviet RoboCop.
I mean, that's probably good inspiration.
Makes me feel like a producer.
Doesn't this feel inspired? I'm inspired by watching this. I mean, I saw this and I was like, wow, this is so amazing. I've gotta give this out in Ku5ogrande. Everybody's gonna love me.
Oh no, Liz Star got Mel Brooks confused, and then told me to ignore her. Okay, I'm promptly ignoring you right now.
Chances are Brosent is ignoring everyone.
Oh, I'm really good at that.
So yeah, I mean we're really 8 minutes into the game. People will figure out some strats to this. There are some. It's mostly sort of dealing with lag, because turning to the left and shooting is a little time consuming. So you have to figure out when do you actually want to do that, how quickly do you want to do it, and sometimes the better option is to just let them hit you, because they'll hit you and then leave, right? So if you have enough health to do it, or you see a one-up coming soon, sometimes you're better off.
Like, if the enemies appear on your left, you're almost always going to get hit anyway. It looks like Splatterpop has gotten a pretty good handle on the enemies coming from the left, though. It's just, if they shoot, you're going to get hit, so don't even bother if the bullet's already flying.
Yeah, that's one thing that took me a while. It kind of felt like you should be able to duck some of those bullets, so I just sort of sit there and duck and wait for it to go past, but that didn't work. And some of these, the green jumpy things, whatever those are, they take several hits to destroy, so sometimes you're better off just walking past those. They really slow you down.
Does everything do 2 damage to you in this game? That's what it looks like at this point.
I think that's true. I don't remember if it changes on the later levels.
Oh, geez. I love when we get to the title screen and a little bit of the music pops up, because it does not go with whatever music we're listening to, ever.
I know, it's because the music that we're listening to is not real retro video game music.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely retro. It's Lethal Weapon. You're telling me Lethal Weapon's not retro?
No, it's not real. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
This is, if you're a hardcore gamer, you like the bleeps and bloops from the Vector 06C. Do you consider yourself a gamer, bro?
Vector.
Are you a gamer?
Well, does that mean that you have to be born in Soviet Russia to be a gamer? Because if so, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm failing you in every way possible. Or in that one very specific way possible.
I've played Arcade Pit with him. It's arguable.
Hey, Corndan!
Hey, Corndan! Thank you for joining.
You're playing the game right now, right?
I did play probably about 15 minutes of this beforehand.
Okay, what are your thoughts about this? Like,
it's not the worst game I've ever played. RoboCop is surprisingly well animated. Ducking actually does you more good than it does in most RoboCop games. I'm kind of surprised.
Oh yeah, ducking is usually bad in RoboCop.
Well, usually it doesn't do anything for you, but at least here, all of the things that are like larger than RoboCop, you can duck under their shots. So it actually has like an effect.
Okay, that's good to know.
The game's pretty awful.
Time Boxer getting game over right there. Everybody, let's just say that Discord is a little bit livelier than it usually is.
Yeah.
But that's kind of understandable, because usually the amount that the players talk in Discord correlates directly with how bad the game is in.
It's... you know what? When Jeff handed this to me, I expected worse. Don't get me wrong, it's not good. What?
I'm so sorry I let you down.
It's not good. It's just I have expectations from you.
And I disappointed you. I'm sorry.
I mean, if the game was more than walk forward, occasionally shoot the guy in the back before he rocket launchers you in the back of the head, I think I would be more appreciative of this game. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same thing as much as what I played.
But did you get to level 2?
I did not.
Level 2
we're gonna
is
have to see.
different in that it has a different background.
That's true. I imagine that this is how this entire game is going to go.
It's different in that it has a different background.
Well, yeah.
Apparently, Grumpmeister made it there before. I did not see that. But Cadus, our referee who puts a lot of work into making sure that we don't miss anything, has been helping out incredibly. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I saw Grumpmeister very briefly made it to stage 2.
Yep, for about 10 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, but it does mean that people are learning to make some progress in this.
Oh, yeah. By the way, this computer that this was made for was the Vector 06C, and that came out in 1987. Mind you, that was 5 years after the ZX Spectrum. What can you say? In Soviet Russia, sometimes you get a little bit stuck with technology that's not exactly up to date. But at the same time, it's cool that they were still able to have those,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had a great space program, so they weren't focused so much on computers. Dan knows about rockets. You don't need computers to do rockets, right?
Well, I mean, you need computers of a sort to do rockets.
Nothing
Right,
this
but
sophisticated.
That's true. I mean, well,
Technically,
yes
I
and no.
guess.
I mean, yes, you do, and no, you don't. You need very specific types of computers. How about that?
Well, luckily this computer came pre-packaged with an overclocked CPU, specifically going 3 megahertz. Standard frequency was 2.5, so, they were making that pump it out. Buses, you got an 8-bit data bus and a 16-bit address bus. And then memory came with a whopping 64 kilobytes of RAM. And up to 32 could be used as video memory. And then 2,048 bytes of ROM, which is pretty dang good, yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Vector was kind of somewhere between a ZX Spectrum and an MSX1 in terms of capability, which is pretty good actually, right, for the time and what was available for it.
Yeah, if that was what was available for them, honestly, I wouldn't say it was sophisticated necessarily for 87, but for earlier in the decade, it probably would have been pretty high up there.
Now, this game coming out in 1995, I guess this was really... they didn't have a ton of different hardware available to make these things on, or I don't know what their excuse was, but certainly by 95 you would hope for something a little better than this kind of crap.
Yeah, I mean, in 1995, that was the year that Chrono Trigger came out. You had Warcraft 2 on the PC, Command & Conquer. How about Star Wars Dark Forces? That was a blast. And you've got RoboCop.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
all
to
of
be
the
fair,
classics.
these computers were mass-produced, cheap.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. They weren't meant for video
masses,
games.
but
I mean, they weren't not meant for video games. So.
I mean, it
pretty
was
much
sold
every
with a...
computer is meant for video games.
It's true. It was sold with a tape that contained system utility and game programs. So it actually did ship with video games.
But I think if all you had was a cheap 8-bit CPU that you basically bootlegged off an Intel 8080 and you could make that this is what you get.
The 8080 was first made in 1974, though.
Sure.
And this computer came out
doesn't-
87. 13 years after.
And this game came out another 8 years later.
Yeah, this is like, whoa. We're time traveling. Honestly, to make a game work with 70s hardware is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
This game is truly an impressive technological feat.
I mean, it kind of is. I'm not gonna lie, you know, the hardware is older than the ZX Spectrum.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Like, I'm loving everything that I'm learning about this so far.
So,
I
Corndia,
mean-
how does this rate compared to the other RoboCop games?
I would say it's probably on the worst end of the spectrum, but that's because it's barely a game. Right, I would say it is somehow more playable than the Korean RoboCop 2 bootleg.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Splatterpop made it to level 2. You are correct, that is indeed a different background.
Yeah, that is... Oh, a bitrate killer.
A little bit.
Well, I mean, Splatterpop's internet is kind of being dumb. So...
Is that,
But,
it looked like maybe a little bit more progress than Grumpmeister?
maybe?
It's still really impressive when a background that's not moving is what kills the bitrate. Like, only the Soviets could do that. Wow.
But we definitely have some RoboCop games that have not been put out yet that are much worse than this.
Please don't say these
There's
things,
always-
Corndan.
That
But
will
it's true.
always be a true statement.
Oh, honestly, yeah, Splatterpop and Grumpmeister have made it to level 2. I'm unsure about Timeboxer and Mango Panda, but we have 40 minutes. Let me just say, Jeff, I'm always a little bit worried when people give a game to Justin. I'm like, is he gonna hate me forever?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you gave him Conan.
Yeah.
I mean, but I like that
Definitely
game.
us.
I like that game.
Justin rated Tag and Dragon as a better game than Conan, by the way.
Dragon Dragon's fun.
No, it's
But it's not a good game.
it's not as good
No.
as Conan. Conan actually has some ideas. It's got a brain. Tag and Dragon,
well,
it was made by a bootleg company in China. And then sold
That-
to Color
oh.
Dreams.
I fail to see your point.
Just saying. I'm just saying. Oh. This music
But yeah,
is
I mean,
strangely
this is a
appropriate,
simple
by the way.
idea, but it was executed competently enough that it can be played. I mean, it's not good, but
yeah,
does what it's supposed to do.
It's not good. By the way, I'm taking a
Um,
look at some of the specs for different things to compare to this computer because ZX Spectrum came out 5 years before this console. It had 16 kilobytes of ROM, whereas the Vector computer had 2 kilobytes of ROM. And in earlier models, it only had 512 bytes. Okay? That's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking 1987, that was the older model. So 5 years after the ZX with 16 kilobytes, it only had 512 bytes. It's got half a kilobyte.
I mean, just be really efficient with your programming.
I mean, they had to be. Look at this. Like, how do you store rocket robots in the memory? I don't know.
I mean,
It's a lot of kilobytes. Oh, want to watch out for the forklifts. Grumpmeister is enjoying level 2. Yeah, I'm just shocked
Well,
at
like
how
for comparison,
little this had.
Super Mario World's code is 20 bytes and was written on the back of a napkin. So 512 is plenty.
Wait, it had how many bytes?
Whatever number I just said,
Did you
12.
say 12 bytes?
Yeah, and the rest is just duct tape.
I'm not sure I agree.
I mean, Super Mario is held together with duct tape.
Essentially, I mean, they're called overalls. Can you just imagine? Overalls, the straps over the shoulders come undone, and he just floats into two pieces. Blah. Because he's not really well held together. I don't know. Like, compared to other games on Nintendo and such, Mario is really solid. It's got a couple big glitches, but most people were not going to run into that. I'd say Mario is probably one of the most competent NES games.
Which one are we talking about? The
Mario 1.
Mario 1 is fine. I'm complaining about Super Mario World.
Oh, that didn't use 12 bytes. Or 12
I mean,
bits.
it's 12 bits and 20 rolls of duct tape. That's basically the game.
That's also better programmed than most NES games. Well, I'm having a lot of fun with this. Watching the game with all 512 bits or 2 kilobytes. I don't know.
Well, so the actual game came on an external media, so it wasn't limited by the size of the ROM.
Probably came on a cassette tape. Like, because that's what was used for this. You had a tape recorder to transfer things to your tape or to...
This game is actually 820 kilobytes. I don't know how. I don't know what they put into those 820 kilobytes.
I don't know what they put in here that would make it required.
What?
Right? Yeah.
What?
Well,
Are there multiple tapes?
No, I don't know. It may be that it's just like an image of the flop of a 820K.
Probably.
That would probably be right, yeah.
And I don't know how much of it they used, but
Like,
for what it's worth,
none
they
of it.
had up to 820 kilobytes to work with here, right? So that would have fit, a whole ton of stuff onto it.
Well, yeah, like about 800 of these games.
Oh, that would be such a dream. 800.
So what I'm seeing is that this home computer, the Vector 06C, had no built-in software. And there was only a bootloader. That's literally all that it had.
Everything comes on disk.
Yep. The computer could thus only be used with external storage. It was sold with a tape that had system utility and game programs. Third-party applications could be obtained. Original software titles were games, programming languages, text and graphics editors, and so on. A graphics editor? What kind of graphics are you editing?
RoboCop?
Look at these.
RoboCop graphic. Oh, okay.
They actually made. Look, the title screen is okay, right? I mean, that's pretty high quality for this.
It's true.
True.
You can see all the details on the lipstick.
Oh, baby. Now we...
I mean, the pre-rendered title screen gives you the detailed lipstick that you can't really have in actual gameplay. Because-
RoboCop should wear lipstick more.
right?
I mean, it doesn't really help him well.
I don't know.
But I support his desire to wear lipstick.
It wasn't needed for Tim Curry, but oh, baby, it was pretty dang good. Just saying. Just saying.
I mean, I don't disagree with that.
This is just ridiculous.
I've been wanting
love
to
it.
give this game out for a while, and I just needed to have. I don't look at who the competitors are in advance. I'm not gonna lie. I am not unhappy by the fact that your husband has to play this.
I mean, I think it's great.
And
We'll have to
I
find
really
out.
enjoyed making Corn Dan play this for the 10 minutes he did before the match.
I mean, to be fair, I was definitely not blind to it anyway, because I watched that whole video that you sent me a while ago on it.
You watched it? Why
I
would you
did.
watch it? So you were the
Well-
other view.
I was the other view, exactly.
Wow. I mean, I actually, did I watch any of that? I can't remember.
No, I didn't show that to you.
Wow. Well, I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, it is honestly very hard to find anything about Russian video games. Especially Soviet
Yeah.
Russia video games. I mean, it's possible. Apparently there were some games ported over from the Spectrum as well as the MSX. That's not too surprising, honestly. There were some games specifically made for this computer, but honestly, I'm not sure if that would be an improvement over any of the games we've seen for this.
I mean, look at this. Like, clearly made for this computer. Look at how wonderful it is. And now we've had like 6 people play it, which is like 5 people more than had played it before.
You know, with this kind of thing, I really never know. There were, only so many video games available. Like, maybe it really was a well-distributed, popular-ish game at the time. I just don't really. There is currently an active scene for preservation of Soviet video games, and just like a lot of Westerners, the people now who are kids in Russia in the 80s and early 90s have some nostalgia for this type of thing.
I love that. Thank goodness for preservationists. Honestly, things like this could absolutely be lost in the dustbins of history, but I'm so glad that people are that people are willing to go and make sure that these are still in some location. The difficulty, though, is that, it's usually obscure places to find these artifacts of history. I mean, it's like video game archaeology here.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of my thing. I love finding these obscure things, and it's a Jeff game when you attempt to download it and it says this file has never been downloaded in the history of the internet. Are you sure you want to proceed? It may be dangerous.
Yeah.
What was the message, Justin?
Yeah, it's like this could harm your computer.
Yep. Exactly.
And wouldn't you know it? Of course it would.
It says Soviet RoboCop is not commonly downloaded and may be dangerous.
It may
And
be
the
dangerous.
only button is discard.
I mean, I kind of agree with that. A little dangerous.
Well,
I mean,
that's
he
what
had
makes
to
it
play it.
exciting. It's danger.
He had to play it, so it must be dangerous.
Okay.
I mean, I trust everything Chrome says.
Well, good for you. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing.
Are you one of those people that doesn't believe in science, Brosanta? Because Chrome is science.
Chrome is science. Wow. No, what I'm really trying to do is just find anything about like games that are specifically for this.
I mean, I have some information about other games, but I'm not going to share it.
Okay.
Yeah, if Jeff talks about these games, how are we going to have these games?
I don't know.
That's my point.
I'm just trying to expose you. Expose you for
No,
the evil GM you are.
I don't think you need to expose that. I think that's already pretty apparent. There's more like this in the future.
Oh, okay.
Anybody is surprised to get a Vector 06C game? You've been living under a rock. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh. Let's see. Well, we are 33 minutes into the match. It appears that Time Boxer has likely moved up to at least second place. Splatterpop in third, Grumpmeister in first. Mango is currently in fourth. Justin, I do not blame you, okay? This is Soviet RoboCop. Yeah, the biggest thing that you have to figure out what to do is how to preserve your health and enough lives to actually make some solid progress here. And
Yeah.
Justin is just dying.
I will be honest, it's real hard, especially in cases when you have like two enemies that spawn on top of each other. It seems to like to preferentially kill the big guy versus the little guy. The little guy is the guy who's going to kill you. And sometimes it just doesn't, you just don't want to turn around.
Yeah,
Right, no matter how many times you hit that button. And it's not really the guys in front that are going to kill you, it's the guys in the behind you that are going to kill you.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
they just seem to be more willing at you.
I mean, I'd be more willing to attack somebody if they were not facing me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to try to go shoot RoboCop in the face. You are correct.
That's a pretty good, like, dissuasion technique, let me just say. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot about preserving your health and just figuring out which places you're just better off rushing through and when are you better turning off. The game does have a little bit of a problem dropping inputs. I don't know if that's exactly you need to get it timed right or just, but there's strats to deal with that, right? I mean, like Rosenta mentioned on a previous stream, sometimes you want to hit something twice just to make sure.
Yeah. Sorry, just dancing to this music. This is pretty dang good. Ooh, weird. I found somebody who knows stuff about this system who might actually be part of the speedrunning community. Sorry, I'm curious. Like, I'm curious how people even get into these obscure consoles or know anything about it or are willing to upload them. It's just so exciting to me.
There's a group called the Soviet Arcade Project or Archive or something like that. They've been doing a ton of work on this sort of thing. And they have a sort of virtual museum online.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot on this that had probably, what did you say, Jeff, the last like 5 or 6 years or so? There's been a lot of effort on trying to get some of these available.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So they actually have also, I mean, they have a lot of these cabinets. They have like about 40 cabinets now, and some of them are very strange looking. But, you know, it's a... It was, it would have nostalgia for some people.
Oh, yeah.
That, same way they'd probably look at some of the games we had in the West and be like, how did you play that crap?
Oh,
Without the nostalgia goggles, things are a little different.
I might have found where you found it, so I'm adding this to my bookmark list.
Yeah, the Museum of Soviet Arcade Machines.
I don't know. All of this is just in Russian.
Oh.
So a different website that's all in Russian.
Oh, yeah, there are a few of those out there. But I've given out quite a few Russian games over the years, and for various systems. This is certainly no wait and see.
Wait and See has probably been the best one.
It's a game.
Yeah.
It's the one that feels the most like a game.
I mean, kind of.
I mean, in general, yeah. Out of the games
maddeningly
that Jeff
hard.
Sure, but I would also argue it's consistent.
Yeah.
Like everything it does to screw you over all the time. Like the physics are consistent, the maps are consistent, like the collision and all of that is consistent.
Hey, Time Boxer, by the way, making a good push through stage 2. We have yet to see Mango get there.
I am kind of disappointed in RoboCop, as RoboCop is shooting, well, his own kind. Right? It's all robots in here, and a forklift.
Does RoboCop care about robots?
Well, he should. He's half robot. In fact, he's more than half robot.
Well, the robots don't care about him. Obviously, they're shooting rockets at him.
Here, we'll put it this way. He's clearly enough robot that these robots are not violating the first directive.
Splatterpop, by the way, is currently on stage 2 as well.
I mean, so clearly he is one of them if, they can attack him without issue.
I love the really tall dudes who show up occasionally in this game. Because occasionally they'll spawn with another sprite on top of them, and the graphics don't like that.
So people are actually making it pretty far into level 2 now. So I guess folks are kind of getting the hang of it.
I think Justin might have made it there. Maybe, I don't know. Hard to say. Stand 2! Or E3...
Stage 2, maybe.
310 2.
310 2.
Yeah.
So everybody's made it to stage 2. Congratulations. That is actually a pretty good accomplishment. I think in the time that I played it, I didn't get to stage 2. Corndan gave it maybe 10 minutes and didn't get that far, but it does show that there is some strategy to it, right? You play it for... I mean, it's pretty simple in some respects. You just sort of... There's one button you shoot, and you move forward, but there are some things to consider, and it's, I think, a little bit different of a skill than what we get in some of the other games where you have to worry about platform precision jumping, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I don't even know how to describe the skill that's needed for this game. Good reaction time, good knowledge probably of how to control something that doesn't control well. Yeah, Justin is down, but that was actually a really good push.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you, like, how do you consistently make progress in a Tiger Electronics game? If you can answer that, you can probably make progress in this.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I hope you're not actually asking me to answer that question, though. I don't know how people do it. But...
No, the biggest thing, I think, with things like this, especially if controls are not responsive, like Corndan was saying, you got to take into consideration, think about a second or two ahead. If you do need to turn around and shoot somebody, just be thinking, is there enough time? Did they literally just appear right now? Because if not, tank that hit, you know? If you were already doing something to the right, you're probably going to take damage if you try to go back.
I mean, no matter what you do, you're gonna take damage. Right, in this game. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I also want to point out how fantastic that ED209 bootleg is in this.
Oh, yeah.
Right, where it's now turned into just a hopping robot.
It's a good robot. Hey, Time Boxer on to stage 2 again.
So yeah, I mean, the first stage really only takes about, 3 or 4 minutes. So up until pretty close to the end of the timer, it's still anybody's game.
I mean,
Yes.
if even 3 or 4 minutes, it's relatively short.
Yeah, maybe 2 minutes, I don't know. But something like that. My point is just, it's
short.
anybody's game up until the end.
Agreed. Yeah, honestly...
And especially now that everybody knows how to get to level 2 and kind of what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
Right, and certainly Time Boxer's been getting there a lot more often. Like every playthrough, Time Boxer's gotten to level 2 now.
Luckily, no ties are going to be pixel perfect. I mean, considering that you don't move a pixel at a time. It's like a 10 block of pixels. That's about what we've got here.
I don't know that we're going to see stage 3, but it's certainly still a possibility. Again, level 2 isn't super long either. Once you sort of figure out how to get through that, we'll probably see stage 3.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
I mean, big surprise, stage 3 is not all that different. But
Oh, really,
But it
Jeff? I
does-
wouldn't have guessed.
It's a sprite swap
does have
and
a different
background swap.
Yeah, different background. That's all I want. If I get to see a third background, my RoboCop life will be complete. Justin is likely going to die here. Oh my gosh, no health, no extra lives. Still alive somehow. Oh, what? On to stage 2 with no health. Watch, he's going to die before he can move. Oh, nope. Because last time when he spawned, he took a rocket to the face.
Well, look, sometimes you just take a rocket to the face.
Ooh, there we go. That is a game over. Grumpmeister getting to the end of the stage, moving on to stage 2. Like, honestly, I have no idea who's going to take the victory here. I feel like Grumpmeister is still in the lead, but it's hard to say exactly. I mean, with 1 extra life as well as 6 health, which is actually more like 3 health in this game. Thank you.
yeah, I don't know why they made the decision to have things take 2 health. It seems kind of arbitrary.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, look,
Does
everything in this
stage
game is
3
arbitrary.
Yeah, stage 3 exists, and it is blue. Spoilers, it is blue background.
What?
So you've gotten gray, then green, then blue, which is pretty much all the colors that exist.
It's true.
Oh, cool. Those are good colors, you know? Can't really fault them.
Yeah. But it's real blue. Like, everything is blue, and then the lines are white. So it's a totally different look.
Ooh, ooh. Okay.
Oh, Grumpmeister just got real lucky. Right, on taking a hit at the same time they got the 100 points for a life.
Yeah.
That is really convenient. Okay, Justin just taking a little bit of a breather, it looks like.
Deep breaths, Justin. It'll be okay. I mean, it won't be okay, but you'll be okay later.
I mean, maybe. Later. I like these... Why are there so many hopping robots in this universe? All
Why
of the
are
robot...
there
Like,
not-
I don't know.
Why are there not so many hopping robots in our universe?
Because they
'Cause-
fall
'cause it
over.
Because it turns out making robots that hop is actually pretty difficult.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not Boston Dynamics.
Well, even if you look at Boston Dynamics, if you watch their videos of their early attempts at robots, they fell over all the time.
Well, is it harder than taking dead humans and turning them into living zombie, half cyborg cops?
Turns out,
I mean,
yeah.
I think so.
turns out that those are two different sciences.
What?
Yeah, one of them is the
But it's
humanities.
robots.
And you
Well,
know,
one of them is-
nothing is ever, like, the same way twice when it's the humanities.
It turns out one of them is the lack of humanities.
Oh, yeah. Justin almost making it to 100 points. I'm not sure if that's what he's trying to do. But yeah, he did get an extra life right there.
Nice.
He's
And then
just
lost
fighting things for a little bit. I'm wondering if he thinks it might be time-based to get through the stage.
I mean, if the counter goes down to 0, that's bad.
Or maybe he was just trying to die.
That's possible.
Poor RoboCop. He's so strong he can't even die. What a sad day to be a robo and a cop.
It's a sad day for both robots and cops everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Like, what they need to do is just bring EMP grenades. That's all you'd need to take out RoboCop. Just a good EMP, bam, he's down. Yeah, Justin's having a bit of a hard time making it through this early area without taking damage. And honestly, that's really what you need to do consistently. Get through without taking much damage.
I mean, RoboCop could also be produced with military-grade space hardware, which is hardened against EMPs.
I don't know what he's made of. What? Let me go ahead and go to Yahoo Answers real quick.
That's a thing? You can be resistant to that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of satellite hardware is all tested to be EMP resistant because there's a lot of effects out in space that's very similar.
I was reading a thing about how they can make satellites software like self-repairing, which I thought was fascinating. Like if like some random byte gets damaged, it can detect that and fix it.
I'm not finding any really good questions on Yahoo Answers. I mean, we've got how much of RoboCop human? RoboCop has a human brain, face, and spinal cord. What other parts are human? Half of this question is in all caps, but only the second half.
I mean, legitimately, that's an important question to ask in all caps.
Yeah.
I would definitely yell that too.
So apparently part of his body could have been saved, but then the doctor was like, nah, chop his arm off. We're going to make him full-on robot. Apparently his external skeleton was made out of titanium coated with Kevlar, rendering him bulletproof. Which you can tell with all of these bullets flying across and killing him every single time.
But we don't know that they're bullets.
His hands and legs had hydraulic motors, enabling him to crush a human throat with his grip and break through concrete walls. They
Wow.
could essentially exert 420 foot-pounds of torque, which, crushes every bone in your hand. You
Yep.
know what? This Yahoo answer is a really good answer. I like it. So we know titanium. Is that going to be good against EMPs?
Well, I mean, not really. Right? No, not any better than steel or anything else. Titanium's just good because it has strength properties that are pretty close to that of steel, and it's about a third the weight.
One kind of scary thing that I found, though, is that apparently he eats baby food, or something very similar, a nutrient-paste solution.
Well, it's Soylent before Soylent was a thing.
Wait, it's made of humans?
Sure. And he drinks Soylent Cola, and that varies from person to person.
I don't think that works. I don't think that's how it works.
Maybe not Utah, but in science it works that way.
So I did find another question on Yahoo Answers that says, so the future of police officers would be RoboCop? Yeah. As it turns out,
No, that's the past.
yes.
That was 2000.
Oh, yeah. You got a good point. What are 5 signs that your legs are made of steel? And for some reason they say that it's a pole, but it's not a pole. I don't get it. Okay, but anyways, here are 5 signs that your legs are made of steel. 1, you set the metal detector off in airports. Okay, that's true. That would be a good sign. 2, Jason's chainsaw just sets off a whole heap of sparks rather than blood.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so your legs bleed sparks, not blood. Okay, I can dig that. 3, RoboCop sizes you up and makes comments about your titanium thighs. Lewd comments about your titanium thighs. Oh, apparently, if RoboCop has a crush on you, your legs are made of metal.
So is Justin made of metal now?
I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, a little bit, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not going to let
That's what I
RoboCop get anywhere near Justin.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't require RoboCop to make lewd comments about Justin's metal thighs.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is a really crappy poll. I don't see anybody voting. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
Oh, why don't you vote?
I can't. I'm not gonna make a Yahoo Answers account ever because I would probably spend way too much time asking the dumbest questions that exist.
I see. So you just consume the content.
Yeah, that's a better. You don't want to be drawn in forever, you know.
Well, I mean, you should teach a class solely on Yahoo Answers.
Nah, I'm good. Although, I don't know, I could see that being done.
But then you'd have to grade the papers.
Well, but they would all be Yahoo questions. I mean, it'd be fine.
You have your grades just be karma points. No, that's not Yahoo Answers. What do you get in
No,
Yahoo
that's
Answers
Reddit.
uploads?
I don't know. I'm not opening it back up again.
Well, you should.
I don't know. I think Yahoo Answers is just a virus. Do you trust it? Is Justin okay here? Good question, Cadus.
The answer is no.
I mean, we probably broke Justin.
Justin was just minding his own business, having fun playing Animal Crossing. He gets kidnapped, forced to play this.
I'm just.
We need to bring Justin in so that Justin can tell us if this is better or worse than Conan.
Okay. I'm asking him questions. He said he's okay. I think he probably took a short break.
I love that you asked in Discord instead of just yelling down the hall.
Well, he's downstairs. I'd have to go downstairs, and I'm lazy.
No, you just have to be louder.
He already complains about how loud I am, okay? So not only did he go to the place in the house literally as far away as he could, but he also has headphones on that do a really good job of canceling out some of the audio. I think he took extra steps. Like, otherwise his desk is literally right here next to me.
I mean, to be fair, if Justin had accidentally heard this commentary anyway, I don't think it would have helped him.
He was really worried. He's like, I gotta take precautions to make sure that, people don't think that I'm just feeding him hints and, spoiling things. And I'm like, look at this game, okay? Has anybody ever spoiled a Tiger Electronics game for you?
I don't even know that I could give anybody. I don't know that there are words that could help anybody with this.
No.
No.
I mean, we did talk a little bit about strategy.
But you're going to come across that strategy in the first 15 seconds of playing.
Strategy. Why couldn't I say strategy? Yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully you find out about that, but I'm pretty good at knowing what topics. I can't. What topics to talk about. Wow, I am not doing good with language right now.
And you're the English major out of the three of us.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me do the quick check. Lifting both my arms, they are good. My arms are both raising at the same height.
But are they made of steel?
No, they're not. I'm just doing a quick brain test.
Well, that's going to be a problem when Justin comes at you with the chainsaw.
I don't smell toast. I don't smell anything weird, so we're fine.
I mean, would smelling toast in your house be weird?
I mean, if we didn't have toast, it might be.
Well, how do you know that Justin didn't take a break to go make toast? You don't know, because he's downstairs.
I don't smell toast! I don't smell any toast! There's no toast! Oh, you know, Grumpmeister is doing a final push. We have less than a minute. Is there what?
Is there a bagel?
I don't think there are bagels down there.
I have English muffins.
Well, thanks. Yeah, that has nothing to do with me trying to make sure I don't have a stroke. Everybody, if your Rosentia starts doing weirder things than usual, then you may want to get him checked. But that's stranger than usual, you know. Justin is at this screen right now. Honestly, I think we are almost done. Everybody is saying this is fitting music.
It's gray, unfortunately, but you know it's blue. So use your imagination.
You're blue.
I am so resisting the urge to sing. Okay.
Grumpmeister is definitely the victor today. Yeah, that's time, Jeff. It's time. We're done.
It's time.
We don't have to look at RoboCop anymore. It's done.
Well, we don't have to, but we probably still should.
No, we shouldn't. Why would we?
I hope we don't have any RoboCop anytime soon.
Well, we definitely won't have this.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not until brackets at least.
I mean, the best thing about this game is that we're not going to see this game again.
Hello there, Grumpmeister. Congratulations.
Hello. Thank you.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts about Soviet RoboCop?
I'm impressed they made this in PowerPoint. This was impressive.
PowerPoint.
On the serious note, like 1995? Is that?
Yeah, 1995.
Yeah.
The same year as Chrono Trigger, and I can see the resemblance, you know?
I feel so sorry for the Soviets.
I mean, they probably had a few other games.
I hope so.
Oh.
But I guess eventually when you get the hang of it, it gets a bit more manageable, somewhat.
Like, a little bit more manageable. Tiny bit. Yeah, was there any specific strategy that you had to develop? Anything that you did special?
In the end, I've noticed that you don't have to kill the mech. So I just dodged the bullet and then just moved on.
Yeah, that's the way to do
it. That really helped. Because otherwise the mech is blocking the shots from the enemies that come from the right side. And you're likely facing the mech on the so the enemies on the left side will hit you as well. So it felt like it went a lot better that way.
Yeah, it's just strange that, like a lot of other games, or unlike a lot of other games where you have to get used to physics and such, this is just almost 100% health management and figuring out how can I get through these areas without dying or, taking the least amount of damage as possible. And
That's nearly impossible, though.
it's a strange skill that you have to have, but you managed to figure that out really well.
I'm glad. Like, when I hit stage 2, I think I survived for 5 seconds or something because I didn't have the life eventually. But near the end, I was hitting stage 2 with like 2 Robocop heads and some life left. So I felt I could do quite a bit of progress there, except I got hit a few times by the bullet of the mech while the mech was on top of me, so it kept shooting. And that drained my health.
Yeah, I can imagine. That was a lot of fun, though. Thank you so much, Gruntmeister. Anything that you're streaming these days? Anything going on in your little world over there?
I haven't been streaming much lately because I have a thumb splint, and that's also the reason why I waited so long with going with this match.
Oh no!
So I can't really use the controller. But starting next Friday, it can come off, and
yes,
I will be playing the entirety of the Zelda CDI games in all cutscenes for Really Really Longathon on the Saturday, if I'm correct. Saturday morning.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And I'll be playing Wand of Gamelon and Zelda's Adventure for Retroton the week after. So, yeah.
Those are great games.
I'm so glad that some people here get really involved in events. Honestly, that's what I love to see when people get more into the various communities. Gruntmeister, best of luck with Zelda.
Thank
CDI.
you so much.
Yeah. I will see you later. Thank you so much, Corndan and Jeff. Although I'm not 100% sure Corndan is leaving.
Thank you, Jeff.
Before I go, I'm really curious to know how Mango compares this game to Conan.
He did say that he'd rather play Conan now that he knows how to get past the first stage.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah,
I
kind of agree with that. Well, take care, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Thanks. See y'all later.
Bye.